be cool like you, wobbling around in your high heel shoes. I'm clumsy, made friends with the floor. 2 for 1, you know a bitch by 4. And 2 left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did was a bop, and the whole damn cake and the cherry on top. Shook up the bottom, made a good girl.
Welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I am Ryan, and I am sick. I'm doing a review of my reread of John le Carre's second novel ever, A Murder of Quality. This is, of course, in preparation for the upcoming release of Nick Harkaway's Karla's Choice, which is a George Smiley novel that takes place between A Spy Came In From the Cold and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. George Smiley novel, again, the second of John le Carre's books, and a short one, a relatively short one. The first 2 were relatively short. This is George Smiley, but not how we'll typically see George Smiley in the future, or really how we kind of saw him in the first book. This has to do with a murder at a school called Carne. It's a fictional, I think, boarding school. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I understand the British educational system in any way. And I don't know, I think these are like high school age kids maybe, or middle school age kids. I guess they're at a boarding school. I don't know. Apparently it's made to resemble other boarding schools that show some class. I don't know. And I'm sick. But there's this murder. And a person that George Smiley worked with in the war, this is World War II. This was published in 1962, pretty recently after World War II. And it's good to remember that, because there's a lot of references of in the war. And when you think of in the war in World War II, you're like, wow, way back when. But these are people who pretty recently were in a war and have moved on to other jobs, much more recent in their mind. So somebody that George Smiley worked with, Miss Brimley, she works at the Christian Voice, which is like a letter, a newspaper magazine kind of thing that has a very long, distinguished, but limited readership. And they're very close to their readers, who, especially the original families that helped with the founding of the paper. Ms. Brimley receives a letter from one of the readers, Stella Rode, and she is worried about her husband killing her. And Ms. Brimley brings it up to Smiley, because one of the head house whatevers they're called, house dons, members, house head tutor something, I don't know. I'm sick. Named Terrence Fielding, was a brother of one of the people that Smiley and Brimley worked with in the war, Adrian Fielding. Well, there's more than meets the eye. Mr. Rode, Stanley Rode, is from, there's a lot of class, like class structure kind of stuff, discussion in this book. A lot of that goes over my head, but I feel like I kind of understand. The general gist is that Carne is for the upper class, and Stanley Rode is from the middle class. He doesn't really have a background, doesn't have a family name. He goes there to teach or tutor science. And he really tries to adopt the ways of Carne. But his wife, Stella, is really rejecting that. And they find her dead. And they suspect her husband because of the letter and also because of the murder weapon, which was this piece of wiring that he used as a demonstration in his science class. So Smiley gets to Carne and he just starts talking to different people. His in is because he knew Terrence Fielding's brother. And this is in Dorset, which I think is on the southern coast of England. coming from London's cool, but the further north you go, I think the more they look down on people in the north as kind of being backward. And some of our characters are from further north, so they're kind of viewed as not simpletons, but not in a nice way. Smiley talks to a number of people, and he starts to figure out that there are some conflicting accounts or representations of how people are viewed. Stella Road was not loved by everyone. She was loved by the town people, for the most part, because she bucked the system at Carne, and there's a division between Carne and the town. The gown in town, I think, is the way they referred to it. He went, basically converted to the Church of England, the Anglican Church, when he started working there, and she went hardcore into, I think, the Baptist Church, which was not really seen as something that people in Carne would do. As is expected in a John le Carré book, there is a lot of twists and turns, and I've already read this, but there were things that I thought happened that didn't happen, or things that I thought were going to happen that didn't entirely happen. So it was fun because it kept me guessing to the end, even when I thought I kind of knew what was going to happen. There's a lot that I forgot. I'm not gonna ruin the end, but George Smiley's approach is very thoughtful. And one of the things he talks about is how he doesn't want to go beyond what the evidence is to start guessing. The other thing you can do is work backwards just to see how that lines up. And he does that in this book. He's paired up with a local constable named Rigby, who seems cool. There's lots of whining and dining and class discussion. John le Carré went to a boarding school called Sherborne. He did not like it. And probably some of this is also commentary on that experience, where the boys were beat by other boys, by headmasters, by everyone, really. I gave this 5 stars. It's what I was hoping it would be. I really forgot. I thought George Smiley had a smaller role in this book. But then when I picked it up, it says a George Smiley novel. So that led me to believe that he might have a more important role. And he did. It was the central role of the entire book. So I don't know why I thought it was something else. Maybe A Spy Who Came In From the Cold is very limited George Smiley, and that's what I was thinking of. I don't know. But 5 stars. Always love it. We're getting that George Smiley feel, and I'm ready for October when the new book comes out. I think I have one more book to read that's set before that book. I'm going to try to time that so it's pretty close to when the book's released. And then probably I'll do Tinker Tailor's Ultra Spy after, just to see how that book falls. That book being Karla's Choice by Nick Harkaway, John le Carré's son. The way Karla's Choice falls in between those two, and kind of get a feel for the continuity. But that's it here. I'm sick. I don't know what I have. It's crud. Make me feel sick. But hopefully I'll feel better soon. Who knows? Oh, I like my thumbnails. I just tried to pick like an English schoolboy in front of a boarding school. I don't know what boarding school that is. Somebody from England may know what that building is. I don't even know if the uniform that kid's wearing with my head on it, if that is a real school uniform, or if that's just some goofy kind of prop. I don't know. I thought about doing like Harry Potter uniform, but I didn't, because I didn't, and that's all you need to know. I just didn't do it. So again, thanks for being here today. I will talk to you later. Have a good one, and don't get sick. All right, bye.
I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass. I'm a bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine.